Hello, welcome to Tips and Traps with Dave Adam. We're taking a look at a right-handed pitcher here from the Portsmouth Little League. We're going to try to point out some tips and traps. One of the traps here is most of the young pitchers, 12 and under, really have a weak front leg, and you can watch as it turns to mush there as he tries to get through his rotation. One of the hazards of trying to learn the rotational premise of pitching at an angle. Another right-handed pitcher here is in the foot strike. Nice tip here, as you can see, he closes his shoulders. He's trying to work his technique with his hips, trying to create that hip-shoulder separation. As he begins his rotation, just a slight upward rotation, and there's the trap there. Most young players, 12 and under, don't quite understand the angularity of throwing the ball downhill. As it looks pretty good, but just slightly uphill. You can see some of the pitchers trying to work on their adjustment. Lefty on the left-hand side there should keep his head up a little bit, and you can see the righty also working on keeping his head up. Another right-hander here, again, that common upward kind of rotation into his release point as the back foot lifts, the back hip comes up, forces the shoulder up, and then it forces the player to try to come around down through his throws. Again, at release point, as we could see another pitcher trying to come around downhill, struggling with his posture. You could see his head's off to the side and the back rotation struggling with. The right-handed pitcher here. The trap here, as you can see, they have a tendency to open their shoulders prior to foot strike. We want to have our shoulders in a little better position to create hip-shoulder separation in the foot strike. And again, just a slight angle into his release point as he comes out high across his body sometimes creates a loss of velocity. Another young right-hander opening up too soon. As you can see at foot strike, that elbow's already out, shoulder out, and trying to rotate through. Good effort there. Younger right-hander here with, again, look at the shoulders closed, trying to create the hip-shoulder separation. Here's your tip. Very good for a youngster to learn this. In the release point, again, slightly uphill, which is the trap. Another right-hander here. Trying to keep his shoulders closed. You can see the lower half, the hips. Could use a little better technique with the hip rotation here for this one. Again, the power, 80% of it coming from hip-shoulder separation. Again, elbow open prior to foot strike, common flaw for this age bracket. And you can see the backlash there, not quite creating good hip mobility there. So a couple tips there, a couple traps. Hope you enjoyed it.